Hi friends, and welcome to my channel, Rocco Fit Health and Fitness. My name is Rosa Coelho and I'm so excited that you're here. Today I want to share with you my approach to getting started on the ketogenic diet. The ketogenic diet has been so amazing for me and has really helped me out in so many ways. And once I started sharing my results with people started asking questions, and the one was, how do I get started? So I thought the best thing to do would be to do a video on how I personally got started. Now, the first thing I'll talk about is not actually one of the tips I'm going to give you, but it was just I researched about the ketogenic diet, so you're going to have to do this too, and just really kind of learned what actually is it. And so I figured out that really I wanted to focus on getting 20 net carbs a day, and that it was high fat and moderate protein. And so from there, I then got to work, and that's the work part is what I want to share with you today. So the first thing I did was really make the decision, because especially at the beginning, I thought this was going to be a really hard approach. It felt so restrictive to me. It ended up being way easier than I thought, and it's not that restrictive, but it really can feel like that at the beginning, especially if you're giving up a lot of things that you would normally have. Like I said, for me, it really didn't feel that hard once I got going. Don't get me wrong, that first week was a little bit challenging. Now, the reason I've done it was to balance hormones. I did a lot of research on adrenal fatigue, which I had been suffering with for months, and I saw that a lot of people with adrenal fatigue had a great result with the ketogenic diet because of the way it balances out your hormones. And that's exactly what happened. Over 30 days on the ketogenic diet, and my energy is fantastic. My digestion is great, which it was pretty poor before, and probably from like just the high levels of stress and inflammation and eating foods that really weren't going to help my digestive system. So all of those things were amazing. So the first thing I did was make that decision. I was just so desperate to get out of adrenal fatigue. So whatever reason it is for you, it might be for weight loss, it might be for balancing hormones. There's many reasons why people do the ketogenic diet. Okay, so the first thing was make that decision, because it will get you through the hard times in the first week. The first week is not easy, so I'm not going to pretend that it's all super awesome to begin with. It's not. It takes a little bit of adjusting. So that's number one. Number two was I then went shopping and just made sure that I stocked up. And if that's the one thing that really being on this has done, is I have to be prepared. There's no grabbing like some quick crackers or rice crackers or this or that. Like, you've got to be prepared, but it gets easier. It's like anything at the beginning when you're shopping for things you don't normally buy, it takes you a bit longer, and then after a while you get to know the stores and you get to know exactly where the things are. So just put the time in and that will get quicker too. So what did I shop for? First I looked at the three categories: the protein, the fats, and the carbohydrates. So for carbohydrates, I knew that I was going to be sticking to mostly greens. And so I really stock up on frozen spinach, frozen broccoli, kale, all those kind of things that, especially the frozen ones, because they're a quick meal. I do buy fresh as well and steam them, but I just like to have frozen for those days that I didn't quite get to the store. And buying organic frozen produce is actually a really great way to save some money, and nutrient wise, it's just as good, and sometimes even better, kind of depending on the travel time. That's what I did for my greens. And then I stocked up on fats, so avocados, and then avocado oil, coconut oil. I also bought some cacao butter that it's not a must, but I just loved it in my hot drinks, and it just makes them really creamy and delicious. So I bought some cacao butter, and then of course cold pressed organic extra virgin olive oil. That's kind of like my go-to every single day. And then we also use ghee. So those were my fats. Oh, and I bought grass-fed butter. So that's quite a few fats that I got, but the great thing is they last you for quite a while, depending on kind of the sizes that you buy. So I focused on fats, and then after fats I focused on the protein. Now for protein, it was really important for me to buy really high quality, because I want the inflammation to be reduced in my body. And if you're eating kind of conventional meats that are really poor quality, they're just going to create inflammation. And so I buy grass-fed beef, grass-fed lamb, organic chicken, wild salmon. We buy all sorts of different fish, sustainable fish. Those are kind of like turkey. So I'll buy like turkey mince to make a bit of like not a chili because there's no beans or anything in it, but to make some sort of like a mince sauce that I can then have with some courgette. So I really focused on a variety of proteins so that I wouldn't get bored. And like I said, you're not actually eating a ton of protein. So even though you're buying high quality, you don't need to buy massive sizes of the protein. Okay, so the shopping was the big thing. Tracking is number 3. Oh my goodness, I've never been a fan of tracking anything. I worry that it creates obsessive behaviors in people. But you know what? I found it really fun. And this sounds really crazy, and I'm surprised that I'm even saying it, but it was so interesting to learn about my foods and how many carbohydrates and fibers are in my foods. I didn't worry about calories, especially at the beginning. I don't think you need to worry about calories. Focus more on getting those percentages right, that you're getting about 80-85% fat, your 15% protein, and your 5% carbs. The hardest part was the net carbs and figuring that out. I just used an app called Carb Counter, and I didn't get too obsessive. I would guess at a few little things. I don't think you have to worry too much about that. People also use, I think it's Fitness Pal, I think is a really popular one if I've got that right, but Carb Counter just kind of worked great for me, and I just used that. I actually only tracked for the first 2 weeks to give me a real good sense of my meals and what they were. Now that I know what they are and what the portions look like, I just kind of go for it. Every once in a while I'll just track just to make sure that I'm on track. But that was really key. So we've got make the decision. Number 2 was go shopping and get prepared. Number 3 was tracking. Number 4 is plan for times out. Like you're still gonna have a life and you're gonna be going out. I'll share with you one scenario. For me, I went out with friends. It was like this quiz night, and there was like the only thing, and they told me ahead of time, thank goodness, that there was going to be wine served, beer served, and pizza, and there was like literally no other choices. But it was like in this hall, and so I was able to bring in my own food. And so I literally just took some sparkling water with some lemon, and I went and bought I found this place here at it's like a local butcher that makes these gourmet pork rinds, and I'd actually never had pork rinds before the keto diet, but oh my gosh, they were so good. It's just sometimes you just want something crunchy, and they're delicious, and they were filling and super satisfying. And while people were having their pizza, I was really happy with what I was having. So that was awesome. So just be prepared. The next thing was planning snacks. Now, here's the truth about the ketogenic diet is that you won't be snacking for long. I don't snack at all now. I don't know if I'm about 5 weeks in. But that first week is hard, and you're kind of just have that habit of snacking. A few things that really helped me, and actually I still like these, is little seaweed snacks. Make sure that they're organic and with olive oil and not seed oils, again for quality. But they're really good, and it's a great way to get your iodine levels up. Another thing that I do is olives. I'll munch on those quite a bit, and also nuts. But nuts, you've got to be careful that they are not super, that you don't have too many. I would go for Brazil nuts, and I would go for macadamia nuts. Those tend to be keto friendly. The others do tend to be very high in carbohydrate. So stick to those and just a few, but they are a good alternative. Another thing I do for snacks in the evening is just like these lovely warm drinks. Like this one, I go through a lot of herbal teas, but this one is Dandy Blend. It's like this great chicory dandelion mix that kind of tastes like coffee. I'm off coffee too while I reset my adrenals. But then I also put a tablespoon of the cacao butter in it, a little bit of cacao nibs, and then a little bit of full fat whipping cream, and I just whip it up. I literally just put a tiny bit of the whipping cream because the butter helps to kind of make it creamy. And then I whip it up, and it's like this warm, frothy, just delicious, satisfying drink. So I love that. So my friends, I hope that helps you. Those have been the main things. Like I said, the first week was tough. The first week I was hungry. At times I remember feeling hungry, and I remember thinking, is this just like psychological, or am I really hungry? And I think I was actually really hungry, just trying to figure out how much I could eat. Now I know, just add more greens and you're good to go. But your body's also just readjusting. Oh, my digestion also wasn't awesome the first few days, but then after that it's been so good. So I'm so grateful. So the first few days it did feel a little bit sluggish. Those are the main kind of things that didn't go well, not go well. They were the things I had to adjust to in that first week. By the second week, and for some people it might take a little bit longer, I don't know, but by the second week I just felt really good. So now a typical day for me, I don't even have breakfast, whereas at the beginning I would have like a couple eggs, maybe half an avocado for breakfast. Now I get up and I have like my fat bomb drink, which is usually this dandy blend with some more cacao butter that I have in the evening, and that gets me going. And then I don't typically snack. If I do, I might have those seaweed things, but they don't fill you up at all. And then I'll have like a really great lunch with like a really nice protein. For example, today I had some wild salmon, and then I had my typical broccoli with my spinach and olive oil on it, and then some Himalayan pink salt. Make sure you get your salt in. And then when I get home, so I get home around 4:35, I'll eat like an earlier dinner, something kind of similar, and then I'm good for the rest of the evening. I'm literally not hungry, so it's great. It kind of saves you time with all of that. But yes, since I've started at the beginning, I just kept my meals and everything really simple. I just wanted to get this down and understand it and really feel the benefits. Now I'm starting to play with some fun recipes. Like I made some keto pancakes at the weekend, and just looking at different things. And I'll share all these recipes with you as I kind of get better at it as we go along. But at the beginning, I just did keep things simple for my own sanity. So again, I'll go over those. So make a decision, go shopping, be really prepared, do your tracking, especially the first couple weeks. Plan for times out because they will come up, and then plan some snacks, especially keto-friendly snacks, especially at the beginning when you get started. All right, friends, I hope that that helps you. If you're going keto, let me know. Drop a comment below if you've already been doing it and you love it. And if usually your comments will help someone else, but if you have any questions, just drop them below in the comments. And remember to subscribe to this channel. Your support is always so welcome. Thanks, guys, and I will see you again with another video, likely on the keto. Bye.